Stacking them deep, selling them cheap.
It tastes like gasoline, rubber, and victory.
We're just out here stacking pennies.
Hey guys, Spare Change. Happy Thursday. We're going to put the entire Daniel Suárez interview right here for you, but we're going to Darlington for the official Throwback weekend in the Goodyear 400. We haven't done it in a while, but this instance calls for some paint scheme reviews. And you guys know that I am particular about my paint schemes, but also I'm more particular about these Throwback schemes. And we have some great ones.
Oh, yeah.
First up, what do we got?
Chase Elliott, number 9, throwing it back to Dale Earnhardt Jr.
2014 National Guard car. That thing is freaking sporty, buddy.
See,
it better have the vinyl with the little circle like turn
engine
marks.
turn.
Sure.
Oh, the golden engine turn. Yeah, it looks like it could be a great paint scheme that he runs every week. Like,
Yeah.
that could just be normal.
Now, you lose just from the stripes and how it all works with the next-gen car. You kind of lose the UniFirst here on the quarter panel.
Dude.
So I'm going to go a 9.4 on that.
Okay, 9.4. That the UniFirst is solid on the hood though, so that helps. But yeah, good point. I'm just gonna let you give the grades.
Yep. Okay.
This is backstory. This is Corey's favorite paint scheme of all time.
Yeah, that's my favorite. Any NASCAR fan, any kid growing up in any 90s kid knows this scheme. The Kellogg's Frosted Flakes Terry Labonte 5 car. This might be the best next-gen paint scheme I've ever seen.
Yeah, and they have creative freedom because it's a Hendrick, their own sponsor. So they did the Hendrick in the Kellogg's font. The fire suit looks exactly the same. The helmet. It was really cool. One thing when I saw them kind of doing the reveal, they had Terry's fire suit.
Yeah.
And then they had Kyle's, and he's like, feel the difference. And he's like, this thing's like 3 pounds lighter.
I'm sure.
So
that's a 10. That sets the bar to me.
That's a 10.
I mean, that's like, Dave Portnoy's pizza review. He doesn't give out 10s. That's a 10.
That's a 10. That's
a 10.
That's the golden
That
goose.
is the golden goose.
24.
I feel like we've never seen a flame paint scheme throwback before for Jeff Gordon. But
I wouldn't know that this was a throwback if you didn't tell me. Like, I would just think this is kind of what they run, but I guess I don't pay attention. I'm going to say this. I know it loses points because the number is not on a solid color.
Yeah, it loses points in my book. And also, we had a flame Schluter system scheme 4 or 5 years ago with the old car, and I loved it. But when you move the number forward, you kind of lose some of the flame, details. It's cool. Nothing.
The flames can't be tainted with.
You
got to be raw
can't put.
flame.
Yeah, you're burning up the number. I'm gonna go 7.8.
Okay. Ooh, the old Ryan Ellis.
City Chevrolet. That one looks pretty cool.
That's a good job.
What's the sponsor?
Classic Collision. Yeah.
Okay. I love it when sponsors are willing to bend their brand standards and fit in sort of logos. So I'm going to go with the creative. I'm going to give these guys a pretty good one. I'm going to go 9.2.
Oh, we're staying in the Days of Thunder realm. Russ Wheeler, LaJoie, number 18.
Yeah, I can't really get too excited about truck throwback schemes or car throwback schemes on a truck. It doesn't work. If you want to throw me a Rick Corelli throwback, if you want to throw me a Ron Hornaday throwback, Jack Spread, sure.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I like the number. I like the scheme. But dock the 1.5. Let's go 8.6.
McAnally Racing. Oh, this one. Here we go. Brandon Poole.
Oh, one of the all-time favorite schemes, the Kyle Petty Hot Wheels car. Again, thanks for CW and Sons for just jamming their letters into a Hot Wheels logo. Hopefully there's no trademark infringement on the way for those guys. Let's go 9.4 for that one.
Perfect.
I like that.
Perfect. Back to a truck here, the Peak 43. Just give me a quick one.
Who is that to?
Daniel Dye.
No, I know, but who's that guy?
That's
Is that Kyle Petty?
That's Kyle Petty, 42. Yep. Peak.
They didn't even change the number font. 3.5.
3.5. Okay. Back to Hendrick, 48 car.
God, that just still feel bad about wrecking them, but it's one of the greatest schemes of all time.
That's a good one.
The fluorescent yellow 48 just is how it's supposed to be, man. It's just
Buddy, when that car got unloaded at Dover, you were running for second.
for sure.
Charlotte.
Dude, 11 times he won there. Yes, he owned
Anywhere.
Charlotte. Anywhere for about 10 years. So, 9-5.
To the Wood Brothers. Wood Brothers always have great backstories. This is their one of their original 21 cars.
I like that
here.
a lot. I like that. Who's the name over the door? Glenwood?
It says over the door. It says Leonard Wood Special, just like the coupe did here.
like
and on the door, right under the window net, it says driver Glenwood.
Yep.
So it's got Harrison's name above the windshield. Man, a black Wood Brothers car. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Decks changed their font. They even have a little bit of mud on there because it was a dirt track car.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'm going to go 9-7.
Nice. Love it. All right. Here we are. To the last one.
Here we go.
A lot of good memories with this old girl.
Yeah. Right out of this shop, Catfish was the top car's name. We won, I believe, 4 races with that car that year. She had
Catfish because she always eating on the bottom.
Eating the bottom, buddy.
Eating the bottom. That car, man, I don't know if we and Daniel Suárez, we should have brought it up with him here. My favorite story was NASCAR came out with the composite body, and you weren't allowed to touch it, but it was the original composite body for short track cars.
It was like one complete body.
It was one
fiberglass body.
One no fenders came off it. It was like what? Like it just came down, picked it up.
Yep.
And we put it on that car. You won your first race. That car, it was a specific built short track car, low light left.
Mm-hmm.
You go to, we won Bowman Gray with it. I think you won Langley with it. But then you wrecked your steel body car, and you had to go to Iowa with it.
Yeah, and that was a big argument between
can't
my dad
go to Iowa
with
this composite body. We got no downforce. So might have broke the rules a little bit, and you're cutting the left side.
We were repairing.
Cutting the left side fender off this thing, and the rule was you couldn't touch the body.
But you could repair it.
Now, Daniel Suárez's crew chief, Coleman Presley,
happened to just stop by.
It was like us friends on the setup plate, and he walks in the back room, and they're just covered in fiberglass, and everybody's like, hey, man. And he's like, oh, hey. And he just turned around and left. And I just still think about that to this day. And then you go to Iowa with that car and won that race, too. Really should have won the championship that year. Some
shenanigans.
Some different stuff went on, but that car right there is the car that made your career, so I would give you that one.
Certainly got it going. So just the number font, seeing it on a car again is pretty cool.
Camouflage in the stripes.
Little digital camo in the stripes. A little bit of razzle dazzle. Just a grape company this team sold. So excited. I was there's some nice tasting grapes, actually.
That's good.
I recommend it. I don't know where you buy them.
10 out of 10. Recommend razzle dazzle grapes.
10 out of 10. Get you a little razzle. The razzle are the red ones. The dazzle are the green ones.
Okay.
That's their thing.
Cool.
The green ones are delicious. I'm more of a red grape fella, but the green ones are delicious.
Awesome.
So I'm going to go just the fact it's docked 0.2 of a point because it's not 0.7.
Okay.
Because we've had some liberties, and we did the full-on Marty Robbins scheme with the 777. The fact we couldn't really sneak a 0, even if it was a small one up there, docked a couple 0.2, but I'm going to go 9.8. Because the 5 is the bar. That's the best throwback scheme, I think, of all time. And because this one has a lot of sentimental attachment to it, I'm going 9.8.
Perfect.
Going to Darlington. Love the place.
Yeah.
Had some good runs there. Had some bad runs there. She tests you every lap, tempting you. Come on in. Drive in a little further. Use a little more gas out of 2.
Closer to the fence.
Come on over.
There's grip up here.
There is. You can come get it. And then bite.
Gotcha.
Got your ass.
That's why they call it the Lady in Black.
She is a nasty. She is.
Can be.
Because she's tempting. Come on in.
Can be.
It's nice. My warm embrace. No. Toe link.
Yep. Darlington stripe.
Yep. But you got to get up there and find it. You got to keep the momentum up and slide her around, and she'll take all you got and then some.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah. You feel like, where do you think you run this week?
Right now we need a top 20 in the bank just to get the freaking fairway drive on it and get it going. Need just a straight day. Nothing happened. Nobody smashing into me not smashing into anybody else. It's just okay, let's just see where we're at. Let the pit crew go to work. Get us some spots. Have some good restarts. And execute like we know we can execute.
Darlington is one of the victory lanes I've never been to. We usually run at the backside of the top 10 here, and this is one. Obviously, like the Southern 500 is one of the last crown jewels that I feel like I need to complete like my pit crew career. But I would take any Darlington win. We never won there with a Busch car or nothing, and we won a lot of Xfinity races. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Really, Fords have been struggling for speed, but Darlington's a place where you, like I said, as a pit crew guy, you circle it. No matter if you're going once, twice a year, if you go there 10 times a year, it's a place that you're circling. You know you're going to go there and have to have a really good day. Pit boxes are really big, pit roads really wide and spread out, and you're gonna go there and have a day.
Might as well. We might as well give you guys the entire day on Suarez interview too, because there was a lot of good stuff celebrating his U.S. citizenship. We had a lot of fun with him, as you guys heard on Tuesday. But you heard more of it right here on Stacking Pennies Spare Change Thursday edition, and hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys, welcome back. Big guest coming in right here into the Nonsense Garage. We're going to talk about racing a little bit, but it's going to be a celebration of sorts. Daniel Suárez joins us right here in studio, Stacking Pennies. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
I saw the video of you talking about your U.S. citizenship, and I felt a lot of pride in that. You know, I hope you did too. So we got you a couple things first and foremost. First off, hey! Big celebration. And also, like anything else, you need a U.S. citizen starter kit. And we got you something. You ready for it?
Got me?
Yeah, I got you something.
Show me what you got.
The U.S. citizen starter kit.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I open it?
You can put it out there and open it. One at a time.
One at a time?
Uh-huh.
How many boxes are there?
I don't know. Hang on, this is first. So, to celebrate you coming in, also, I had to get a tattoo.
Look at that.
So, I feel like if you're an American, you gotta have a bald eagle tattoo. So I had to get you one of those. Which arm do you want it on? This one right here.
The one is closer.
Yeah, you even got a wet towel.
Yeah.
Guys, ready?
Hold that on there for a couple seconds. Let that marinate.
Marinate.
Okay. Big muscles on this guy. Maybe it'll stick. Okay.
Look at that.
All right. Show the cameras.
Nice.
Show the camera. Show the camera.
Okay. Which camera? I see like 30 of them.
All of them. Okay. There's step number one. Between coming to America. There you go. Number two.
Oh, let me put
There you go. Put
marinate.
There you go.
Look at it.
Show the camera.
That could be the new Daniel's Amigos shirt.
Okay, good.
Actually, man, I have to come out with something.
Can you put that on?
Can't put the.
It's a nice go-kart shirt, but I mean,
I want to put it on top.
we're gonna give him the proper American initiation here on the show. Yes. Yes.
There you go.
America. Hang on, and then roll the sleeve up so you show the tattoo off too. Okay, there we go. Now we're dialed. Now everything else is kind of fastballs here. This is actually a real football.
I wanna real football.
That's a real football.
No soccer.
No, that's an American. So put that over here. That's just I want to tell you what real football is. That's what this is. Pull that guy out. No, pull the little. There you go. Who's that guy? You did your American history test.
Washington.
Do you know who that guy is?
I know this guy. I studied this guy, but if I don't see the name, I don't know.
He looks like just a colonial fella.
Yeah.
Okay, you pass the test. That's yours. And then last but not least, you know the age-old saying, American is apple pie. So we got you an apple pie, buddy.
There you go.
Look at this.
Get a couple forks out of there, Higgy. That's for you.
This is pretty healthy, right?
Yes.
It's apples.
healthy-
We'll leave those there.
I feel like this is a full circle moment because I don't know if you remember, but we were there the first night that you drove up because Coleman Presley was your crew chief, and he was living with Logano at the time.
Yeah.
And Logano was driving the 20 car, and he had just won Pocono, so he was having a win party, and we were all over there. And I remember Coleman being like, "Oh, the guy who's driving for me is coming from Mexico. He's literally driving from Mexico right here." And you got there in the middle of that party, and you drove Was it? Did you drive a Volkswagen up?
A Beetle, yeah.
And I remember you
From
pulling in and you
Mexico.
didn't speak
From
great
Mexico.
English, and we were there.
How long was that drive?
Well, it was like 2 days. But here's the thing: the Beetle. Have you ever driven an old Beetle?
No.
Those things are slow, noisy, uncomfortable. So it was a long drive, brother. A long drive, and it was cold
By
too.
yourself?
With my dad.
Okay.
With my dad, he drove with me, and then he flew back.
Is that 2011?
That was 2011.
Yeah.
In the middle of 2011. So yeah, man, it's crazy that you remember that. I remember with you guys playing ping pong.
Where you run around and
With
we didn't
socks.
and you didn't have
Spinning.
enough. You didn't have enough ping pong paddles, so you take the pictures off the wall and use them to hit the
Yes,
ball.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that too.
Yeah, and I remember like we've always pulled for you since then. It's like I've always felt like I don't know, like close to you because of that, and even through the East stuff with Corey's car, when we'd all race together, you were X team,
Yeah.
and just through all that and watch your career progress, it's just fitting that you're here the week that you get your American citizenship.
Yes.
That we can
I'm
celebrate.
glad
that with you.
I'm glad we're able to celebrate that. When you were driving up from Mexico 12 years ago, 13 years ago, did you ever envision your NASCAR career to pan out how it is at the moment?
No.
The hope was there, I'm sure.
You know, when I was trying to come to America to race NASCAR, honestly, I didn't have any expectations because I didn't know anyone that has actually made it into the Cup Series. I didn't know anyone.
Yeah.
Either from Mexico or from America. I didn't know anyone. So I didn't have expectations. I just knew I wanted to give it a shot. You know, I was very young. I was 19 years old. So I really wanted to give it a shot. But in reality, you know, 90% of the people I was talking to from Mexico, they were telling me, Daniel, it's gonna be very tough, man. Like it's
Language barrier.
language barrier,
New cars.
money, the culture. The culture is something that is very important, you know, because people don't really realize. I mean, we're talking about this off camera. All the guys that you guys race against each other, you know, growing up, all the friends,
Yeah.
the connections that you guys built.
Yeah.
Well, all those for me are down in Mexico. So it's almost like when I came here when I was 19 years old, it's almost like you press the reset button and everything starts over, everything. And that's when I met you guys, you know,
Yeah.
we raced together, we played the ping pong thing, but it's literally starting over on everything, language, everything. So it's been quite a journey. Not a lot of people actually knows everything that I have had to go through to get to this point, but it's a long journey, and you have to give up a lot of things in the process to be able to try to make it.
A lot of sacrifice. And doesn't seem like there's a plan B for you, though, because you were always completely bought in just to make it as far as you have with the odds stacked against you. Like, you can't have there's no parachute.
There is no parachute, man. And I didn't know this at the time, but I know this now. You know, the best businesses, the best athletes, the best people that are successful in the world, they don't have plan B. You know, they put all the energy into plan A. And I remember that for me at the time, you know, I was 19 years old, a young kid from Mexico that, you know, my dad had a restoration shop, you know, working in classic cars. And as you guys can know, you know, you don't make a lot of money in that.
Mm-hmm.
My mom didn't work. You know, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. And I saw my family make a lot of sacrifices for me, a lot. Way more than what I would say that average family will do for their kids. And for me, that was the fuel. You know, for me, that was the thing that I say, you know what? This is going to work, or it's going to work.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. And when I moved to the United States in 2011, man, I had nights crying in the apartment of my friend alone, without speaking the language, without having money to go eat, you know. Calling mom, you know, I'm struggling, and then she was crying on the phone with me. Like, it was a struggle, you know. But those were the nights that really I thought to myself, I'm not gonna make all these sacrifices
For nothing.
to stay in the middle of the journey. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna either work or it's gonna work. I don't know how. I don't know if it's even possible, but I'm gonna make this thing work. So yeah, I think without me knowing, I had a mentality of plan A, all in.
You talked about culture. Culture was just the word that I picked up on, because you've been many different spots, right? You've been some good teams, been some tough teams. You've been to the 96, you've been to the Stewart Haas and Gibbs and everywhere in between, but it seems as though Trackhouse has the culture and the belief in you to allow you to achieve your potential. So what do you think just that team in general has done for you in your career?
It's one word: belief.
Mm.
You know, when I made it into a national series in the Xfinity series, you know, I was super excited to be with Gibbs. You know, an amazing team, one of the best teams back then and today still. And I had a mentality about, hey, you know what, you have to be with the best team to be able to be successful. Well, that's right, but at the same time, it has to be something like a relationship. You know, it has to be a two-way road, and if you don't have a two-way road, at one point it's gonna break. You know, and I didn't really feel support. And I'm not talking about Gibbs. I'm talking about, you know, several other teams as well, but I really didn't feel like I had what I really needed, you know, like built a team around me. And that was the thing that Justin, since the first day, you know, he told me, hey, we're going to build this around you and be able to make a team successful and build from zero. And that has worked, you know, even though that right now we're struggling quite a bit. I believe that I have the right people to be able to make it through and to fix things. But yeah, man, it's incredible what the right energy and the right belief can do for a race team.
I wanted to circle back a little bit because it was definitely like we talked about. We always pulled for you, and it was definitely a turning point when you won the Xfinity Championship. Like, Daniel's gonna make it here, right? Because there's always kind of like a see how it goes, you get a ride, but then when you win a champion, like you're a champion, it's like, okay. And then you went cup racing, and you've been a journeyman since then, which we've seen a lot of guys kind of been journeyman. I think of even Joey in that situation didn't work out for him at Gibbs because of the team aspect. And then you look at Martin Truex where it didn't really work out other places till he got with Cole Pern. But before I even got to that, when I was listening to you earlier, I guess you talked about us being around a lot of guys that we still race with. What was the stepping stones like in Mexico? Because that's something I don't know much about. Like, was it go-karts? And then, like, how did you get from go-karts to NASCAR Mexico? What does that even look like over there?
Yeah, so it's a big step because in Mexico, we don't have any ovals. Well, right now they are working some.
You got one badass oval.
That's Chihuahua.
Well, yeah, but I meant ovals for kids.
Oh, to learn, okay.
Like, we don't have Millbridge.
Yeah.
We don't have small ovals for go-karts. Actually,
midgets.
the go-karts ovals in Mexico, they don't exist. I never saw one go-kart oval in Mexico until I moved here, actually. So
You should build one down there.
I know, right? I mean, actually, right now it will be a good time because right now
Amigo
NASCAR
Speedway.
Amigo Speedway. Right now it will be a good time because NASCAR Mexico continues to grow, and obviously, you know, a lot of people in Mexico and really not just Mexico. Sometimes I feel like I narrow myself a lot in the country of Mexico, but in entire Latin America, man. Like, I go to Brazil every year because Julia is from Brazil. So we go there to spend Christmas. I do a go-kart race there every year. And I'm in Brazil, man, in Sao Paulo, Brazil, doing a go-kart race. And I have fans coming with a staff of myself in Brazil.
That go-kart you raced down there's badass, too.
Yes.
The body on it.
It's cool, right?
Yeah.
But that really amazes me. You know, the sport is way bigger than what we all think. And we don't see that because we're here, right? We're in a turf here in the United States. But whatever country that we go, there is NASCAR fans, man. I was in England, I was in Europe a year and a half ago. Oh, man, yeah, we watch NASCAR, oh, yeah. Like, the sport, I got goosebumps just by talking about it because the sport is way bigger than what we think. That's why I think that the sport has to be international, man, because there is so many fans out there that I don't think we realize until we go there.
Yeah.
And then we're going to really realize, you know, how big it is.
Corey talked about that with this year at the Coliseum.
Dude.
Because, like, he said it was refreshing how excited all the Mexico Series guys were to be at the Coliseum.
I'll tell a story real quick. So we made the show, and it was like, you know, it was a quick turnaround, right, between qualifying, okay, you're in, okay, we're going racing. I kind of like hustled back to the pit area, and the closest porta-john was in the Mexico Series garage. And everybody, I'm talking everybody, like they're peeking their heads up, Corey. And I'm like, I'm just like, the 20th place guy. You'd have thought Ayrton Senna was walking through the garage. I'm like, holy shit. These people are supposed to be like laughing at you because you that's what the media and the culture makes you feel like you suck, right? If you're not being one of those guys that wins every week. But it was so refreshing to me for an entire series to like see who I was and to be pumped up about it. So is that some extra pressure maybe that you might carry to try to be the face of whether it be Mexico or Latin America, or since you've seen it firsthand?
You can. I think it's everything about perspective. You can see it as a pressure. The way I see it is responsibility. Like I felt that there is so many kids in Mexico, so many kids in Latin America that are looking up to myself for maybe not just for who I am today, but for the journey I have had.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's very important to be a good example. A good example because, like I said, when I came here in 2011. I didn't have anyone to look up to. I didn't have anyone that say, hey, you know what? That guy has had a similar journey to myself.
Well, you probably wouldn't be able to understand him anyways because he spoke English.
Exactly right. But for example, the closest guy that I had to, I was kind of like, okay, this guy is kind of similar. It was Juan Pablo Montoya, and it was still completely different.
Yeah.
Completely different. He came from Formula One. He came from a different country. Like it was a completely different journey. But there was not one guy that came from Mexico or Brazil or Argentina that was coming from a different country to NASCAR to make it into NASCAR. So I felt like I was completely blind. And so I didn't have that person that was like, okay, let me go ask for an advice to this guy. But I feel like now I am that guy for many people in Latin America. So I feel very proud of that, and I feel like it's a huge responsibility because I get texts and emails fairly often from people from Mexico or from people from different countries about, hey man, can I talk to you about what I'm planning for my son? Hey, can I talk to you about what would you do? Like, would you go to late models or would you go to ARCA? What do you recommend? Like, maybe for us here, it's like common sense, right? Because we live this every single week. But for people in different countries, they don't know everything that we know because we breathe and we eat and we sleep racing every single day here in Charlotte, North Carolina. But over there is a little different. So for me, it's a huge responsibility to be able to help all these people from different places.
Let's shift gears a little bit just to present day NASCAR, right? And we were talking before we jumped on here just about how freaking hard it is and how small the margins are between hitting it and being a top 10 guy and missing it slightly with the wrong adjustment, and you can qualify 27th, 28th, or dead last. What's the changes in NASCAR from the 7 or 8 years you've been in the Cup Series with this next-gen car and with how tight the competition is?
I love it. I think from all the time that I've been in NASCAR, since 2017 in the Cup Series, I think that right now we are experiencing the best racing, the best tight racing. I mean, what year was? I think 2021 that Kyle Larson won 10 races.
Yeah.
That will never happen again. With the competition that we have today, that will never happen again. So I think that the domination that created the previous car, it was probably a little bit too big. Like once you hit on something, once you build a car that was extremely good, you just replicate it and you were strong the entire year.
Yeah.
Every team had their waves. Hendrick, Gibbs, Penske, everyone. And right now I feel
week by week.
It's week by week, man. And the box, like you said, the box is small.
Yeah.
I mean, in Track House, I feel like we have pretty good resources. We have a lot of great people. We have full support from Chevrolet. Well, the last 2 weeks I've been struggling a lot. And the last 2 weeks I've been getting passed by Rick Ware.
Justin was hauling ass yesterday.
3 years ago, that was not going to happen.
No.
It didn't matter if you were in a Beetle.
Right. Right.
So things have changed, and I think they have changed for a positive.
So what do you do then, right? When it's just human nature when things get hard, you want to try to white knuckle it and do more and work harder, but sometimes that's not the hot ticket. So what are some things that you've done or trying to introduce Swiderski's
Squid's
new to your team. When the going gets tough, per se, it's never as bad as it seems, right? You're 18th in points, one at Atlanta, so you're in the playoffs, 2 top 10s. The last couple weeks have been tough. But what do you guys do as a team to, like, okay, let's get out of the funk. Let's dive in a bit deeper and try to turn this thing around. What do you guys do?
So, I mean, right now, for some reason, we don't have a lot of speed. And that won't change from one week to another. That's going to take probably a month or 2 to be able to fix it. So what do? Actually, I'm going to have some meetings this afternoon with Squid and with the rest of the group, because what we have to control is the little things. Like I told you, before we were on camera, in my opinion, we qualified 27, yesterday. And in my opinion, the car had the potential to qualify in the top 15. How? With a little different adjustment. Maybe I could have done a better job opening my lap. And those 1-2 10s, they're 10 spots.
For sure.
So
and changes your day.
It changes your day because you have a better
pit selection.
You have better track position. And if your car is not good, you can maintain. But when your car is not that great and you're starting last or 27 or 30th, you won't make progress.
Nope.
It happened to me in the last 2 weeks. In Dover, I qualified bad. Chase Elliott qualified bad as well. Chase Elliott was able to move forward. He finished top 5. And I told my team, I said, man, it's not track position only, because he said he can pass and I can't. The same thing happened now in Kansas with the 24. The 24 hit the wall in qualifying, and he was in the back. He was able to steady, move forward. So we need more speed, but we have to make sure that we take care of the little things to make our life a little bit easier, because we won't be able to drive from last to the front. We also saw it with Ross. Ross and I feel like he's doing, and his team are doing a better job maximizing the little things. He was up front. He was doing okay. Once he lost the track position, he finished 19.
One bad run. One bad run.
One bad run. One bad restart.
One bad pit cycle.
And that's it. So we just have to make sure that we do the little things right.
You touched on it. Ross is another guy that has kind of had a chip on his shoulder. He's been a journeyman. There was a point in his career where he felt like nobody really wanted him, right? And you guys kind of end up together. I really like Ross. I know he's a very tough competitor. How is he as a teammate?
At first, we had a lot of issues. At first, we really had a lot of issues because
he's a full-blown Florida man.
Yes, that. I guess Florida people and Mexicans, they're not very friendly. No, but at first we had a lot of issues because I think that Ross didn't really know how to be a team player. He was only thinking about himself, which is fine. I was that way as well at one point, but once you get into teams with several organizations and with more, teammates and things to work together, you have to think about yourself, but you also have to think about the team.
There's a lot of maturity in seeing a teammate as an asset.
Yes. So there is a lot of things that you can do. And the first year, I would say that him and I, we were having a lot of meetings, a lot of tough meetings, a lot of tough conversations. And eventually we got into an agreement. And honestly, it's been very good. The last, I would say, year and a half, it's been extremely well. Something I like about Ross is that we're extremely different, him and I, but at the same time, we're very similar. Like, honestly, I've been teammates with many great drivers. And honestly, I don't think I have met one driver that works harder than me. Well, Ross, he works very hard, and I feel like he pushed me to continue to work very hard. So I think it's very good. It's very good for us to be able to pushing each other, because like you say, he's a humble guy. He comes from nothing. He has had to work to get to where he's at, the same way with me. So I feel like his work ethic along with mine, it just makes the whole group better.
For sure. And it shows. The success both you guys, both be in the playoffs. We wish you well before you go. I wish we could be another here half hour, but you got some stuff to do today, and I want to send you on your way. But first, normally we ask 3 questions. I'm going to add 3 because these are U.S. trivia questions. I know you studied for your test.
Make sure you ask me the ones I studied, man.
I don't know. They're softballs, I think.
Okay.
softballs that I couldn't hit until I Googled them this morning. You have your input on this as well.
Okay.
Which country gifted the United States the Statue of Liberty?
France.
Yeah. How'd you know that?
I'm an American.
You went to school.
Yeah.
Okay. Talking about it's a real football question. Okay.
Okay.
What's the name of the NFL championship trophy?
The name?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. Like
I do know
that wasn't in the questionnaire. In
It
the
wasn't-
100 questions
it
that I
wasn't in
studied for the
quiz?
citizenship.
Oh, I don't know. I'm more worried about the Bill France Cup.
Yeah, that's right.
Myself.
The Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah.
Lombardi?
Yeah, Vince
Okay.
Lombardi, legendary coach of the Green Bay Packers. What's the official bird of the U.S.?
Just
An
look.
eagle?
Just look down, man.
Yes. Just look on your arm, man. It's emblazoned.
Yeah. I got
Right
that
there.
guy.
Well, you're confusing him because it's a bald eagle, but the one on his shirt has a mullet. So it's kind of confusing. That's
this is
That
a real
eagle's
eagle.
not bald.
that is a bald eagle with a mullet, so it's an oxymoron. But
Yes, it
hey,
is.
it's okay.
Okay, you got that one right. This is a quirky one, but I liked it because I can relate. How many of the presidents are left-handed? Just guess. Single digits.
7.
Yeah.
7? You got it right.
Yeah. Seven presidents are left-handed. I'm left-handed as
Red-blooded
well.
American over here.
Yep. Certified. All right. Here, we'll get to the 3 normal
To the
questions.
tough ones.
You've been on the show before, right? You've been when we were downtown.
Yes,
Yeah.
we were there.
So I'll probably ask you this, but a little refresher for the fans that are watching on YouTube or listening to us
Okay.
on Sirius. One car, one track for the rest of your life. What do you go with?
One car, one track for the rest of my life. Man, one car is tough. One track. Honestly, I love Dover.
Mm.
I love Dover a lot. But here's the thing, that I love Dover so much. But there is so many other places that have so much history, like Darlington, for example. So much history in Darlington, Martinsville. But Dover, I mean, every time I go there, it just like I get goosebumps. I feel like it's an amazing one car.
It's so fast too.
It's quick.
Yeah.
It's very quick. Man, it's tough. It's tough. I think I would say maybe I really like the early 2000s NASCAR's Cup cars just because I grew up watching those. Like that's when I got in love with NASCAR. Looking at Jeff Gordon with the rainbow.
Tails all kicked over.
Yes,
Left front fender's about this wide.
Exactly. Like those early 2003, 4 and stuff. Those were the years I was like, damn man, those things are cool.
Yeah. All right, I like that.
I got a
answer.
quick question on that, just to spin off. A lot of talk about maybe the Cup Series going to Mexico. Which track? It doesn't any track because we like Chihuahua, but like if you could pick any track, don't worry about grandstands or where they are. Just one track that you would love to see a Cup car in Mexico. Where would it be?
Aguascalientes. Have you guys seen the Aguascalientes?
Can you say that a little slower?
Aguas
Yeah.
Calientes.
Okay. Can you spell that?
I gotta look at
No, I can't. So Aguascalientes.
Is it oval?
Yes.
Okay.
Aguascalientes was built before Chihuahua.
Okay.
And Chihuahua was built based on Aguascalientes. So Aguascalientes is a full concrete racetrack. Just like Chihuahua, but bigger.
Okay. 7/8 mile.
I would say that it's probably...
3/4.
You know what? It's very similar. Imagine this. Imagine Richmond with way more banking
Yes.
and concrete.
Yes.
That's Aguascalientes.
Okay.
Ben Kennedy, if you're
Kennedy, yep.
listening. Aguas Calientes.
Yeah.
Let's
And
go.
Chihuahua is amazing too. Chihuahua was my place when I was in NASCAR Mexico.
Yeah.
That
was
was
the
my
spot.
place. Yeah,
You owned it.
Yeah, I was quick there. I mean,
You know what? I'm excited to go to one day. Amigo Speedway down there.
Amigo Speedway.
Yeah, because you're gonna make it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go
Not
have
to be
it.
confused with Friendship Speedway. That's right here.
No.
in Elkin.
No.
Yeah,
The
but
Mexican Amigo Speedway when you
honestly,
build one.
I'm very, very excited, man, for all the rumors that are out and all the people that is actually working behind the scenes to make that happen. Like I said, I'm overly biased towards Mexico, but the sport has to go international. The sport is so good and so big not to do it. We have
There would be a Richter scale measurable earthquake in the grandstands if you happen to win
Oh my
a
God.
Mexico race.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that would be.
I'd come to Victory Lane and take my picture with you. You're like, hold on.
Take a selfie. Yeah, it would be
Huge.
I mean, it would, honestly, to me, it would be like winning a championship. Like it would be that big. And honestly, you know, we've been there before, running in Canada. You know, Canada is such an amazing country as well, that is so close to us right now, and so many great fans up there as well. That I just feel like Canada and Mexico, to me at least, I'm not tracking in the financial world because I don't know any numbers, but to me, it's like these are two amazing markets that are so close to us.
I
We
just
have
want
to
us
cross
to
the border.
go to an oval track though when we go, because like
That's our best.
that's like that's what we do, right? So I feel like if we go out of the country to a road course, we kind of are not given the full show. I like road course racing, but like the full NASCAR experience
Just
is like the
smash into each
oval,
other.
everything right there,
Yeah.
kind of sit in the grandstand, see the whole track. So I don't know.
I agree. I agree with that. I think Mexico is actually pretty close. You know, like
Yeah.
I think Mexico has some ovals that maybe they can be adapted. You know, to NASCAR United States safety specifications and
Awesome.
And do something, because that would be a lot of fun. You're like Chihuahua, Aguascalientes. We have Puebla, man. Puebla is over a mile. It's a fast racetrack. For us, it was almost like a super speedway. We
Yeah.
were bumping in the straightaway, like super big straights. That was a lot of fun. Like Puebla is a big place there. So
Let's take the
that
show
would
on
be
the
a-
road.
Yeah,
Let's go.
let's go.
I got my passport. I'm ready.
I need to up mine. I need to re-up mine. Do you get a U.S. passport?
I
now
was
too?
about to say that. So a lot of people has asked me, Daniel, like, I'm happy that you're gonna get your American citizenship, but why you gave up your Mexican citizenship? And I was like, I'm not giving up anything. You know, I was born in Mexico. I grew up in Mexico. I'm gonna be a Mexican for the rest of my life. And the second I talk, you guys can know that, right?
Yeah.
Because of my accent. But I'm gonna have dual citizenship. So I'm gonna have my Mexican passport and my American passport. The only thing that is great about this is that with my green card, knock on wood, if something happened, you know, I can get kicked out of the country. Once I get the citizenship, the passport, it's just like you guys, you know, I have the same rights. So it's a little more safe, you know.
And now you got the tattoo.
And then I got my eagle here in my right arm. So yeah, it's good, man. It's very good for me to be able to go to this journey, you know, since the very beginning, because I came here with a tourist visa. You know, my mom has a tourist visa. Anyone in Mexico.
So would you have to
visa.
go back to Mexico like every 3 months?
With the tourist visa? You have, yes.
Because I remember
In the
I had a
beginning, I had
buddy.
to go back every, I can't remember how many months it was, and then after that, I got a work visa. And the work visa, you know, this is very important to talk about, because a lot of people don't really know how this works. So with the work visa, it was very tricky because it's expensive. You have to get some help from an attorney. You gotta get approved. But every team has to apply with you for your visa. For example, when I was with X team, they helped me apply for my first work visa. And then I moved to rev racing.
Yeah.
So I have to get rid of that visa and start the process all over again and pay the whole process again. And then I went from rev racing to Gibbs all over again. And then like it was painful.
How much money have you spent collectively on work visas, you think?
In work visas, I mean, every time that I was doing it, it was maybe $5,000, $4,000 to $5,000 between attorneys and fees from the
And you
United States.
changed teams like 7 times.
Well, eventually, I said, you know what, this has to stop. So what I did, I applied for my green card. But to be able to apply for your green card, you have to have your visa for a period of 3 to 5 years. So I couldn't do it right away. So I have to do the green card. And then once you have the green card, you have to wait 5 years to apply for your citizenship. So it's a long process.
It's a whole nother level. You're trying to prepare for the race weekend, but you also got to make sure you're not going to get kicked out of the country too. It's a whole nother level of stuff that you don't know people you're dealing with.
I'm glad you stuck with it, buddy.
Yeah, it's a process. And honestly, once I got the green card, I was like, man, I'm good. I'm safe. You know, I don't have to get the citizenship if it doesn't work out. I'm good with this. But you start growing up, you start maturing, and then I start thinking also about Julia, if when we get married, and what is gonna happen, how that is gonna look like, it will be just better for everyone because she has very similar journey to myself. She came here to do school, and then she had to find a job, get a work visa, and then get another work visa. Now she has her green card. Like it's
a whole nother language you have to learn too. Marrying a Brazilian, now you got to speak Portuguese as well. So
yeah, you have to. How is your Portuguese?
Me, zero.
No,
nope, I can speak Jersey
barely
Shore.
He barely speak
New
English.
Jersey,
on English.
New Jersey public school English. That's all you get from me.
All right. Hey, Daniel, I appreciate your time so much. You're always invited back. Doors always open for you, my friend. Good luck to you in the 99 team for the rest of the season. Enjoy the U.S. Citizen Starter Kit. Congratulations again. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, no.
Pick it up. Here we go.
There you go.
Daniel Suárez,
Let's
U.S.
go,
Citizen.
boys.
Established 2024, ladies and gentlemen. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We're kicking these spare changes off a little bit more often. Hope you guys enjoy it. But we are rolling down to Darlington, South Carolina this weekend. Official Throwback Weekend. Tune in, 3 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Everybody loves Darlington. Tune in or just go. 2 hours from Charlotte. Nice little drive. Come on out. Buy a ticket. Eat a hot dog in the grandstands. Come watch some sweet throwback schemes going around that 1.33 mile circuit. You'll not be upset about it. Because it is one. I tell people, if there's 3 tracks that I tell people to go to, it is the Daytona 500, the Bristol Night Race, and Darlington. It's like you hit pause in 1975, like Fenway Park, and it's just awesome.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I'm excited to get down there.
Me too. I'm excited to let it rip, Tater Chip, and we'll talk to y'all next week. Stacking Pennies. Goodbye.